Hey, what is up guys? It's your boy Speed here, and today we're going to be talking about 5 things pros do that you don't. We'll be looking at a match between Quincy Crew versus Undying, looking at various different players, different roles, and different situations throughout different times in the game to pinpoint things the best players in the world consistently do that you probably never do. So yeah, if you're excited for this video, smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, you know how it is. And currently, just want to give you guys a heads up. It's not out yet. The E-Boys, we're working on a content pack, so just keep your eyes out. I'll let you guys know more in the future. But alright, let's get into the video. And I do want to let you guys know that I just made a full-length analysis, draft analysis, and in-game analysis of OG versus Nigma Game 2. On top of that, I made a full draft analysis of that series as well. So there's 2 draft analysis and 1 in-game analysis on the website. This will never come to YouTube, so if you're looking to get content that's going to help you get to the next level and understand Dota on a higher level, as well as just have a good time, click the link down below. Honestly, it's really worth it, guys. There's even a refund policy. If you don't like it for whatever reason, it's not expensive. If you don't like it, you can just get a refund. So go try it. I really do think it's a worthwhile investment. It's going to save you a lot of time, and now let's get into the video. Alright, so the first example I have is getting into the offlane. This one can be used as any offlane hero in any lane, and it's pretty freaking broken. It really is broken. So it's all about maintaining lane equilibrium. I'm sure if you guys have played Dota for more than a year, you've heard about lane equilibrium and the importance of getting the lane in various different scenarios. Now, upcoming here, you're going to see that the Nyx Assassin has just pulled the small camp, and Tomato has brung his wave under the tower. Now, this definitely makes quite a bit of sense for Tomato and Moonmeander on Undying. They are against an Mars. This is one of the most deadly lanes in Dota. If they slow you into a spear into another slow, you typically die. And so in this lane, you tend to pull a lot and continue to just kind of manipulate the wave back, and you never really want to play the lane even, essentially. However, what Leslow does here is what completely makes the lane unplayable. Unplayable for Tomato. The pull comes out, and then he drags it. I know this seems like very small, but it's a big deal. So instead of letting the wave wrap all around, he connects with these 3 creeps, right? He walks over, connects with the 3 creeps, sees the pole, brings it around, right? Unfortunately lost that melee creep, but brings it around, statics the wave here. Now, this is where the lane completely dismantles for Tomato, and you'll see what I'm talking about. So next up, he's not going to do anything crazy. They find a kill into Moonmeander, okay, just because Mars can solo kill anyone from like 3/4 HP or lower, but then Tomato pushes in the lane, which is kind of standard, pushes in the lane just because he's last hitting, and then what happens next is when the lane gets bad. Once again, Leslow is going to static it under his tower, continue to last it, keeps the wave back, right? And you can see he's not auto-attacking or anything like that. That's the key though, just to look one more time at these creeps. He's not auto-attacking. He is auto-attacking the denies though. So anytime a deny comes up, he'll basically kill it almost as fast as possible, unless he has a severe creep advantage. When I say that, I mean like more enemy creeps than his creeps. And so as they go for a kill on Tomato, this is pretty standard. Once again, it's just a broken lane. It really does way too much damage. And then he chills. Then he chills. What would most people have done? Number 1, they wouldn't have dragged the wave back and staticked it like he did, aggro denying and not aggro CSing. And then the second part, besides the kill attempt, is they would have chased. Right, they would have chased this Tomato kill. Do not chase kills like that. If you used all of your spells, you've used all your spells. The kill's not even that valuable. Yes, you heard me correct. The kill is not even that valuable. In fact, I am almost willing to argue that the kill is worse than leaving him alive on 200 HP. Because if you look here, now he has to get salved. And he's out of the lane for like a full wave. Right, it's so bad for Tomato. And he's just stuck with this wave here. And because Leslow was continuing to aggro deny, not dragging the wave, not CSing the wave, not allowing it to go under his tower, even when the Nyx pulls, like literally the Nyx pulls here, you'd think, oh, okay, Nyx pull, this is when the lane resets. But no, Leslow over and over and over again, continuing to aggro deny, and this basically forces Tomato into an impossible situation where, you know, he can't walk up. To be fair, in some matchups, if the offlane carry matchup isn't as bad, the carry can contest here. But this is definitely not one of those situations, and so Tomato just gets completely left to the wolves. He's 12-3 CS to the 22-7 of the Mars, and you can see how bad that actually is, and obviously it does not get any better. Luna does not scale as a laning hero, especially when you are not putting extra points in your beam, which he clearly is not here. And so, yeah, you can imagine how this lane goes. He just gets completely bullied out. Ench eventually shifts over. They nearly solo kill him. Leslo was a bit slow on the rotation over there, so they missed the kill by an inch. Also, nice stun by Moonmeander, but yeah, the wave finally goes under tower. But yeah, I just want you guys to see the importance of that. For 3 minutes, he static the wave. That's the type of thing you just need to study in replays and then be able to execute on, like, just reliably. Because, I mean, literally, now the game's, not the game's over, but the lane is over. It's done. The Luna's, I mean, she's done. And she's not at the point where she wants to jungle yet. She's level 4, right? She doesn't want to jungle, right? It's way too early. I mean, it's possible, but it's slow. It's really slow compared to lane creeps. And the problem with that is it might be slow compared to lane creeps, but, you know, last round with his phase boots and early level 6 timing, a 2-level advantage, easily solo kills Tomato. No questions asked. Really nothing Tomato can even do. And yeah, this lane's a disaster. It's really bad. And you can imagine if you get good at this, especially in the lower brackets, that not only will you deny and CS all their creeps, you'll also get 2 times the amount of kills because people won't know what to do when they have to get put out of position. This next play upcoming here is my favorite. You guys might know that in a lot of my vids, I've been emphasizing how much I like Vanguard and how on a lot of offlaners, I'm literally just rushing Vanguard. Now this clip doesn't have to do with offlaners, but it does largely have to do with what I like to do with Vanguard, which is run into areas and waste people's time. You'll see Quinn here, this game, I would say it's a very good Void Spirit game. They don't have like a great way of immediately locking him down. The best thing they have is Death Prophet Silence, and Quinn currently sees the Death Prophet. All the other disables are not instant. And Nick's ulti, I guess if he has Vendetta is, but he is also showing. And so you can see how these pro players' minds work, right? They quickly identify their threats, what actually is an issue for them, and now Quinn just walks up the hill. Why is he doing this? Why is he doing this? It's a very weird play. It's like, his team's not with him. His team's actually on the complete other side of the map. He knows that a lot of cores aren't here. It's not easy to solo kill people as Void Spirit, at least when they're full HP, especially not an Oracle. That matchup is pretty good for the Oracle, actually, in terms of like staying alive in the early game. But getting to my point, why would he do this? Well, number one, he can block stacks. Not really at this time, but he can block stacks. Number two, he can kind of just force rotations. Like, believe it or not, guys, we're human beings, right? And we don't have, like, the game's not perfect. Dota's not a perfect game. And so, to be honest, I think if Dota was a perfect game and humans were, like, robots, I think people would probably just ignore this rotation from Quinn. The reason why I say that is because he's not actually going to kill Dubu, right? As long as Dubu gets off his W and Dissimulate is coming, he's fine. He can ulti, worst case scenario. But yeah, it's really not much of a problem. So the main thing that Quinn is doing here is forcing rotations and even just giving vision. Gives a little bit of information. If Mars and Ench knows that Oracle is bottom, they can maybe go for a kill top, or they can at least know Oracle's not setting up top for a kill. And you can see exactly what I was talking about here. Dubu doesn't end up going down, but he does force out a rotation from Bryle, and now all of a sudden, like, Quincy Crew knows everything. They know where Nyx is. They know where DP is, Lesh is, Oracle, and Luna is. They know where every single hero on the map is, so Spectre will not get ganked. They know that everyone can't even connect to Luna right now. And now what does Quinn do next? He forces rotations, he makes them back off because Lesh does not do anything to Void Spirit, and then he immediately connects onto Tomato and forces out a rotation to that side of the map as well, as he actually kills Tomato. To be honest, I'm a little bit surprised Tomato even died to that, just being real. But you get the point, right? This is, like, insane. Like, I cannot stress how high skill and how important this play actually is to the game. Even if he doesn't kill Tomato, guys, I want you to know that this is, like, a good play. Even if Tomato lives, it is still an incredible play. Because even if Tomato lives, Tomato's going to be 2 HP. Yes, Oracle can heal him, but Tomato is going to be, like, 2 HP. He's probably going to go back to base because he's scared of getting, like, haunted on whatever that comes up, or just ran at in general. And now every single hero is bottom. Death Prophet's bottom. Oracle's bottom. I wouldn't be surprised if Nyx TP'd. No, okay, it looks like the Nyx and the Leshrac were doing other things, right? But he forces these 2 TPs bottom, and look, now those heroes are stuck. What in the world? What in the world do Oracle and Death Prophet do bottom when there's no tower to take? The answer is nothing. Maybe hit some creeps, right? And so they're kind of stuck, and you can see Yoar's tipping Quinn. He understands how big of a deal that actually is. Even if he's just like being PMA, you know, he understands how big of a deal that play actually is, because it kind of just traps. I mean, Undying is just stuck. They're not farming top. They're not farming mid. They're not even farming bottom. They're not farming anything. And look, once again, forcing rotations, running at them, running at them, running at them. But what is so beautiful about this is they run at them. They understand, because they're professional players, that they can't actually finish these kills. They simply just do not have the damage for it. There's also an Oracle at the up. So they don't commit, right? They don't just dive, and they don't need to dive. They just chill. And the entire time, because they're chilling and not overcommitting, they're not feeding kills. And what do you know? The Spectre is farming the entire time. You love to see it, you really do. And it's just such clean gameplay. So it doesn't surprise me that with this much discipline and this much synergy, right? Really, what impresses me the most about Quincy Crew, which is my third point, is their synergy. Like, their ability to do things together consistently is the most impressive part. People don't understand, and I'm starting to believe that this is probably a thing about life. Like, I'm only 21, right? So I don't have like crazy life job experience and stuff. But if I'm willing to take a guess that in any sort of team scenario, if you can't synergize, if you can't get on the same page with your team consistently, if you can't do the same things at the same time, you're going to struggle to beat other people or compete with other companies or other whatever it is, right? Whatever you're competing against people that do work together, right? People that do the same thing at the same time. Even this, look at this. This is the type of thing where it's like most people would just, on Ench, I don't know what they would be doing. Maybe running mid, all right? The Spectre might not even be running top, but they make this quick play call just to go run at Brile for a couple seconds. This run at him play could and would, think about it, in like 2 or 3 KMR pubs, it would force a TP rotation every time. I see people like on a position 5 TP in to try to save a 200, like an 100 HP sniper that's guaranteed dead. People will TP to anything. And yeah, they kick Brile out of here, right? They can scare him off, do a little bit of damage. Now he's slightly lower, so maybe they can kill him next time. And you kind of just put fear into the enemy's hearts, and you protect each other, right? You make the play viable by going in together. Because if Spectre does it alone, he could die. If Ench does it alone, she could die. And yeah, that's how it goes. Getting to the next point, we're actually going to be looking at Undying, the losing team. Yeah, you heard that right. I want to talk about just kind of like what pros do when they're losing as well. I think it's important to kind of just note, like, how do you adjust your game when you're getting crushed, when the early game and mid game did not go your way? What do you do? So let's look at this clip here and really pay attention to the map so that you guys can do it in your game as well. Right now, what do we see? We're looking at the Leshrac, by the way. So from Leshrac's perspective, what do we see? We see Spectre, we see Void Spirit. Now, if we see Void Spirit, what does that generally tell us? That generally, especially in pubs, would tell us that there are multiple players in this area. Now, in professional matches, that kind of becomes less true because people know their limits. They push their limits much further. I showed you that Quinn clip earlier where he went alone. So things definitely change. But the later and the later goes, typically it means if you see one hero, you see a lot. Once again, this is a rule of thumb, so keep that in mind. It's a great rule of thumb for split pushing though, especially the lower and lower you go in MMR, the more it applies. Not that I don't use it in my games, I do all the time. But yeah, let's get into this clip. So Brile here is looking to push in top. Now, what do we see? We see all of Quincy Crew go bottom. What does this mean? It means he needs to push in top. And usually what people would do right here, a lot of players, they would panic. They would panic and they would either run towards mid and just farm the jungle, right? Basically, anytime a hero gets gone on your team, it's like a black hole, which might sound weird. It's like, what do you mean a black hole? It's like for some reason, anytime a teammate dies, everyone gravitates toward it. You don't need to. In fact, it's bad to, right? So right here, this is his only opportunity to farm this BKB. This is the game potentially changing item. It's not here, he gets crushed, but you get the point, right? An item like BKB could change the game. And that's exactly what he's doing, bringing the camps together, being efficient, doesn't push the wave into the tower. You never, in a game like this where they have a good amount of catch, push a tower with no BKB or no Blink or no Shadow Blade or any of the split pushing items. And so he doesn't, right? He's going to play super chill, wait in these top trees and just kind of be patient, right? He's going to be patient, wait to push out this wave. Now, as I talked about, unfortunately, the enemy team is Quincy Crew, arguably the best, second best NA team, you know, so he gets caught. But don't worry, in your pubs, you won't get caught. And that's why these players are so valuable. They're going to amp your GPM, they're going to create space, and they're going to force TPs as well. You can imagine that if he doesn't get caught here, this is a super great play, right? Like, think about all the value that's created here, especially if he doesn't die. Even if he does die, it still opens up the bottom side of the map for his team. Right? Like, that's the crazy thing. He dies for 51 seconds, 53 seconds. Okay. Right? Like, okay. It even gives them a potential opportunity to kill you are. Now, unfortunately, he has an Aegis and is a Spectre, and they're 9k net worth behind, so they're not going to kill him. But you get the point, right? These type of plays, split pushing and dragging rotations and forcing heroes around the map does more than anyone realizes. It really does. I was even coaching a student recently, and, you know, I had to push him, you know, go, keep going, you know, get in the lanes, these type of things. And it's a habit that you have to continue to upgrade and develop. And yeah, that's where we're going to end the video. Hope you guys enjoy this different style. I'm going to continue to try different things out. I just really enjoy making different types of videos, different types of content in different formats. And I hope you enjoy it as well. So if you did, smash the like button. If you have any suggestions for videos, I'm all ears. And yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Peace.
And that's all, but remember, before you leave, come on, before you tune out, subscribe to the GameLeap website, where we are going to help you get to the next rank. If you're stuck, click the link down below, and I'm out. Peace.